What I've always loved about the book of Exodus is God's unbelievable love, forgiveness, and willingness to stay with his people no matter how hard they wrestle against him, doubt him, and blame him for their circumstances. Today we get our first look at that dynamic. Moses and Aaron speak to Pharaoh, who refuses them, saying, "Who is the Lord? Why should I listen to him? I don't know the Lord, and I won't let Israel go." Then he accuses Moses and Aaron of distracting the people from their work and assigns them a crushing workload that is literally an impossible task. And the Israelites blame Moses and Aaron. And so Moses goes to the Lord and says, "Why have you brought all this trouble on your people? Ever since I came to Pharaoh as your spokesperson, he has been more brutal to your people, and you have done nothing to rescue them." All the while, God has continued to say, he has heard the groans of his people, and he has seen the harsh treatment, and he has come to rescue them from slavery. But even after God is blamed for Pharaoh's brutality, he reminds Moses and Israel who he is and of the wonderful plans he has for them. But the people refuse to listen because they have become so discouraged by the brutality of their slavery. Thankfully, they have the great I Am, Yahweh, as their God. And he has come to rescue them with a strong hand and an outstretched arm. So there are a series of 10 plagues that God uses to make Pharaoh feel the force of his hand. The first plague is really interesting, and so is Pharaoh's response to it. The Lord turns the water of the Nile into blood. Now, the Nile was the lifeline of Egypt and its economy. And Pharaoh was considered a type of god who allegedly had authority over the river. So God is coming directly at Egypt's gods and Pharaoh's authority through turning the water into blood. Now, somehow, Pharaoh's magicians are able to replicate this in some capacity, so Pharaoh's heart remains hard. And although this plague has left his entire country without drinking water, Pharaoh returns to his palace and puts the whole thing out of his mind. And as the plagues continue, he hardens his heart even more. So here we have Israel under the leadership of a man who enslaves them, throws their children into the Nile, crushes them with unbearable labor, refuses to give them rest, and even when he sees his own people suffering, he puts it out of his mind and is unwilling to yield. Now, God knows Pharaoh's character. In fact, he told Moses early on, Pharaoh won't let Israel leave unless a mighty hand forces him. During the first 5 plagues, Pharaoh stubbornly hardened his heart against God. But with the remaining plagues, God hardens Pharaoh's heart, and God uses Pharaoh's evil to accomplish his own purposes. Tomorrow we'll examine the final plague that God uses to rescue Israel, setting up his plan for redemption through the blood of the Lamb.